Coming up on SUTV News, we'll talk about the newest edition of the University Journal.
And the piano guys visiting SUU. Stay tuned.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Braden Kane.
And I'm Natalie Jepson. Students at SUU are eager to get this week over with and begin a relaxing Christmas break, but until then, they are required to get through finals. Finals can be very stressful, so to help out, SUU had dogs in the library for comfort last Friday, as well as other activities throughout the week. The AC's office is also open all day during the week to help students with anything including studying, or if they just need someone to talk to. The ACs said they are more than willing to be there for students during this stressful time. Not only do the students have a lot of work from finals, but the teachers have just as much work.
Finals can be very stressful. I've gotten behind a little bit on my grading, and I hope to catch up quickly. And so finals are stressful for faculty as we do our final grading and we submit our grades.
The University Journal at SUU has a new edition out and dedicated to the topic of mental health. Depression, anxiety, and other illnesses are very common to college-age students. In this edition of the University Journal, there is an article about the on-campus resources for students, such as the Center for Diversity and Inclusion, Health and Wellness Center, and Title IX office. The journal also gives tips on how to recognize depression in yourself and others. The main story highlights stories of students who experienced sexual abuse. It encourages students to recognize that no is a complete sentence. This was done as an effort to help victims recognize that they are not alone, and also to prevent more students getting hurt. Throughout the journal, several different people are highlighted to tell their mental health story.
Hi, my name is Cassidy Harmon, so I'm the editor-in-chief of the University Journal, and we just barely got done publishing this magazine, and honestly, I think this is the best magazine we've ever put out, because we talk about really important issues that are sometimes really hard for people to talk about. We talk about wellness, but not just only being physically fit, but being mentally fit. So we talk about depression, anxiety, suicide, sexual assault, the things that really can be really harmful to us that we don't talk about and they just build up inside of us. So I would recommend that everyone should pick up a copy today.
Bringing in an assortment of Christmas classics and other popular songs, the Piano Guys have an exciting performance to a full house for more than 2 hours on December 4th in Cedar City. Just as they wowed crowds last year in the America First Event Center at the Southern Utah University campus, pianist John Schmidt and cellist Stephen Sharp Nilsson again showed their enterprise for their respective instruments. The Piano Guys' Christmas Together tour included many holiday favorites such as What Child Is This and Silent Night, even some combined pieces including Ode to Joy to the World. Their rendition of I Saw Three Ships was accompanied by a video featuring a large home at night decorated with 88,000 Christmas lights, which lit up and changed color with each musical note. Lively videos like these are common for the Piano Guys, who now have over 6.6 million subscribers on their YouTube channel. Following their stop in Cedar City, they will take their tour to Kansas December 17th through the 18th, and then return back to Utah to perform in the Salt Lake City Vivint Smart Home Arena on December 20th.
Finals week has almost come to a close. Are you as done with finals as I am?
Yes, I am more done than you are. I'm so excited for the break. Do you have any plans for the break?
For the break? Well, I do have plans to go up north and visit my family. I have family in Orem as well as in Roy. So
awesome. That's going to be awesome.
For sure. And it's going to be interesting to try to divvy out the time between them, so it should be fun. But how about you? Do you have plans for the Christmas break?
Yeah, I'm going up north to see my family. I'm from Lehigh.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Do you have any... Oh. Up next, we'll talk about the upcoming Black Widow movie.
And the Fortnite Winter Royal. Don't go anywhere.
What do you think it would be like to teach? Chances are, you have no idea. Teachers today are breaking down obstacles, finding innovative ways to instill old lessons, proving that greatness can be found in everyday places, and that you don't need to be famous to be unforgettable. That's what it's like to teach.
You know what, guys? There's a lot of tree branches and dry brush over here. We should probably move the bonfire over there.
I'm guessing Smokey liked that idea.
Marvel fans now have another movie to be excited about after the trailer released for the upcoming Black Widow movie. After fans and cast members alike have shown their support for the idea of a possible Black Widow movie, the studio gave the movie a green light for production, and the results, as shown from this trailer, has created a fair amount of buzz. The long-running Marvel Cinematic Universe is set to release this movie as the first in a new phase of movies, continuing from the super successful series. The film is meant to take place after the events of Captain America Civil War, leaning into the backstory of the title character. With Kate Shortland, well known for her work on Lore, The Silence, and Somersault, directing, a star-studded cast including Scarlett Johansson, Florence Pugh, Rachel Weisz, the movie is expected to do well in the box office. David Harbour from Stranger Things is playing the role as the Red Guardian and promises his character will entertain Marvel fans.
Like when it was pitched to me early on, it was by this director, Kate Shortland. It was pitched as, she sort of told me about this thing and I was excited about the certain version. And then she told me like these completely surprising personality quirks and character traits that were completely counter to what I expected a character like this to be.
A man is now in police custody after Levitt Group Enterprise employees found him in the Levitt Group Mercantile building Monday morning. A few employees saw the man sleeping in the hallway as they came to work. Later, others witnessed him breaking into an office suite and breaking into a package, stealing a projector. After he quickly escaped, investigators discovered strange writing on and in the building. Krista Bullock, Levitt Group employee, said, quote, "The man was disheveled, wore a dark-colored coat, and, most noticeably, had a gray beard and a ponytail." Employees identified the suspect as they discovered footage captured by the neighborhood Bullock drug cameras. The footage showed him hanging around the area and the night before and escaping that morning. Once police found the suspect, it was discovered that he had been involved in similar misconduct multiple times before in several different states.
The esports giant Epic Games has brought back a coveted competition format in this year's Winter Royale. The format will be a duos tournament, with a $15 million prize pot split over 3 days. Our reporter Haynes Worthen has the story.
One of the biggest games in competitive esports is back with their annual Winter Royale. This year's format will be a 3-day duos tournament with a $15 million prize plot split over those 3 days. The community has asked for another duos tournament, and Fortnite responded with what their fans asked. Each day will have a different point system, testing out different ways to score these tournaments. The money will also be split over different regions, platforms, and placement within the tournament. Duos was one of the series of Fortnite's World Cup where players competed for a $3 million first place prize. Many pros have weighed in their opinions on the prize pool of the Winter Royale, and some are not too happy about the way the money is split. Mongrel, one of the biggest names in Fortnite, was not happy about the prize split and even wished for a different tournament style next. While some of the pros may be upset about the prize pool, not everybody else in the community is upset. This tournament is allowing for people who are not technically professionals to actually compete and win money. Even some of the pros have some good things to say. Let's take a look at the reaction of one of Twitch's stars, Nick A30.
No, they didn't announce that. Yeah, Fortnite Epic Games. Yes,
Where? On Twitter?
Yeah, I'm gonna link you it. It was on the site, just they haven't tweeted it yet. I'm gonna link you it. It's on a troll.
So Winter Royale is back in 2019, bigger than ever. 3 separate duo tournaments on 3 different days in December with $5 million prize pools each day. Dude, 15 million.
Day?
All server regions will take part in platform-specific duos. Competition will open to any rank of player. But that's for the finals, I would assume, right? The actual final.
Yeah, that's what. Is it the finals? It's not gonna be every single day. Just a $5 million prize pool.
So, how excited are you for the new Marvel movie coming out?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I am extremely excited. When I was a kid, I had the action figures, and I grew up loving Marvel, and to see all of these characters getting their own movies, for crying out loud. It's amazing. I mean, when I was a kid and I had the action figures, I was trying to make like little movies on my own. I thought I'd be a filmmaker, for crying out loud. And so to be able to recognize like this is something that's really amazing, and to be able to see all of the different characters that I've loved for so long, to be able to get these fun stories with all of these actors that are like really good, it's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, that's so fun. Thomas, what do we have coming up next in sports?
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we got a recap of SU basketball. Don't go anywhere.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Thomas Dianella. SU men's basketball earned a huge victory on Saturday against the Utah Valley Wolverines. It was a battle all game long, but the Thunderbirds stood tall at the end by a score of 73-72. UVU took the opening tip-off, but SU answered back quickly with scores from Colby Long and Cameron Lewington. The Wolverines responded with 3 unanswered threes to take a 9-4 lead. They continued their streak, stretching the lead out 20-10, 8 minutes into the game. The T-Birds would climb back into the game, only trailing 30-34 at halftime. EU continued their strong play in the second half as they stretched their lead to 12, almost 6 minutes into the half. That's when SU would break out. Led by Mason Fawcett, John Knight III, and Lewington, the T-Birds clawed their way into the game, setting up for an exciting final 10 minutes of the contest. Knight would lead the charge with 10 points in the half, including some impressive breakaways. Play of the game came at the 2:04 mark when Cameron Lewington picked up a steal off of a T.J. Washington pass and broke away for a wide-open dunk to give SU the lead 70-71, sending the team and the packed arena into hysterics. A foul sent UVU to the line for 2 shots to reclaim the lead. The Knight took charge and backed up the defender for the final basket of the night, giving SU the lead. The Wolverines had one more chance to win, but missed a layup as time expired. The win pushed SU to 5-4 in the season and 3-0 at home, thanks to the Thunder Crew. After the game, the team acknowledged the student section's effect as the team went into the stands with the fans to celebrate the win. Knight and Dwayne Morgan were sure to praise the fans after the game.
For the moment, they gave us momentum. They was rocking the whole game, so we had to show our appreciation for them coming out because they didn't have to, and they came out and supported us, and we had to show our appreciation.
Yeah. I honestly think that was the loudest Central since I've been here. A couple Weber games it got loud, but that was different, and that was a part of us wanting to go to the student section and just show that support because they showed that support for us, and we wanted to continue to
return the favor.
Yep, I want to continue to come out like that.
The Thunderbirds will now turn their attention to UC Santa Barbara this Saturday at 2 p.m. in the America First Event Center. The SU women's team also got a big win last week as they defeated UC Irvine 82-68 in the America First Event Center. Lady T-Birds were led once again by senior point guard Rebecca Cardenas, who set a career high in points for the 3rd time this season as she recorded 30 points on 50% shooting from the floor, 4 steals, 7 rebounds, and 2 assists. The performance helped Cardenas to her 2nd Big Sky Player of the Week award of the season, the first time a Thunderbird player has won the award multiple times in the season since 2012. The Lady T-Birds were also led by Shaylin Fano and Derry Frenson, who each scored 15 points in the game. After the game, head coach Tracy Sanders praised Cardenas for her effort.
I know you talked about closing games all season long. Can you tell me maybe what's changed in finishing things out?
Ask Becca. I think she's playing with just that fire right now that, I mean, it's awesome to see, and I think she's leading our team. She gets them going, she motivates them. She's just that energy that's like, she's not going to let anyone beat us. And I think that's how her team's kind of jumping on her back and rallying behind her. And really, I think that's kind of where we're at right now. It's that, that energy and just that playing to win. And it's awesome to see.
That's true.
Way to go, SUU, on that big win against UVU. How do you guys feel about that?
That was so much fun. I mean, just to be able to see the energy in the crowd and just like the, oh man, I wish I could have jumped on the court. I wouldn't have been very good.
It was truly an amazing atmosphere, yes. It was a lot of fun to be at, just to watch it. The crowd was electric. That was just amazing. You couldn't not be excited and be in the arena. On Saturday.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
Amazing.
That student section was bumping. It was absolutely insane.
It was,
and to see the players like show their appreciation for that, it always motivates me to be like, yes, let's do it. Like, they're our boys. Let's go. It's so much
That
fun.
was amazing.
Absolutely love it. Up next, we'll have a recap of the SUU football team this season.
Don't go anywhere.
Looks like it's done.
Don't let salmonella get funky with your chicken. On average, 1 in 6 Americans will get a foodborne illness this year. You can't see these microbes, but they might be there. So learn the right temperature to cook each type of meat. Keep your family safe at foodsafety.gov.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple. It's like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
December marks the end of the college football regular season, which means SUU will have to wait until next year to play again. Our reporter Connor Sanders has a recap of this year's team.
Only 2 years removed from a conference championship, SUU is near the bottom of the Big Sky. Last season provided a low light in the program's history as the team finished with a 1-10 record. This season brought some improvement with the team finishing 3-9 overall.
To be honest, going through that last year, you learn how to just focus on the next thing. So it really doesn't matter the outcomes. We got to focus on the process. We got to come back.
The 3-9 record can hardly be blamed on the T-Birds this season. Out of the 11 teams they faced in 2019, the T-Birds had 5 opponents that made the FCS playoffs, with 3 of those teams landing in the top 7.
We have a chance to be a physical football team. We have a chance to be a good football team, but we're not a top 15 team right now, and we got a lot of work to do if we want to get there. Our schedule allows us to go play teams week in and week out, so the better we get, the better chance we got to win some of these games. And so,
unlike in 2018, quarterback Chris Helbig was healthy this season, playing in all 12 games and passing.
Hopefully we don't get called back because there are some good plays out there.
The T-Birds will have to find a different quarterback for next year, as Helbig has reportedly entered his name in the transfer portal. The SUU rushing attack struggled in the early part of the season, but Thomas Duckett was one of 3 running backs to finish with more than 250 rushing yards on the year, helping the team finish with almost 2,000 rushing yards in total.
Thomas Duckett was a monster out there. He ran his butt off. We had Karis Davis. They all kind of came through and stepped up. Keeps running the ball well. So we had a lot of guys step up in the run game, and that's we had 2 offensive linemen out, and so the offensive line did a tremendous job. Coach Fernandez and those guys up front, the tight ends blocked well. We needed everybody to be able to step up and have a great running game, and we did.
Last season's second-to-last ranked defense was nowhere to be found in 2019. However, this year's defense still had room to improve, giving up more than 400 yards and ranking 96 out of 124 FCS teams.
Coach Fisher does a great job.
know, he has a lot of experience, so he puts us in our best position. It's just up to us to get lined up in the best position and make plays. I feel like, you know, we killed ourselves with misalignments, and when we were there, just missed tackles.
They got a confident bunch over there. We struggled on defense immensely. Fisher got those guys riled up, probably a little bit too riled up right now. But they're going to play hard. He's been a great defensive coordinator since he's been here. Really appreciate his help. Defensive staff is really collaborating well. I'm just proud of the staff, proud of the coaches. Everybody's working their butts off just to try to win. And I think we had enough competitive guys in the building to go do something special this year.
Head coach Demario Warren is also expected to return next season, helping the T-Birds keep a consistent look among the coaching staff, something lowerclassmen can count on for the future.
I mean, I love seeing those guys go out there and fight. They give the effort that we need to win games, and I mean, they might make mental mistakes sometimes, but I like to see that they're giving effort, and that means a lot to me as a senior because I know they're fighting and they're trying to do their best to win games.
The T-Birds are open next season against Dixie State University in the Trailblazers' first ever game as a Division I school. For SUTV, I'm Connor Sanders.
Our team might do some dumb stuff, but they fight.
Well, it looks like there's a lot of hope for our football team in the future for a lot more wins. What do you think?
Yes, we definitely have a good core right now. You know, it sucks we're going to be losing a couple pieces, you know, including a couple of our coordinators. But, you know, Lance Lawson, you know, one of the receivers, he's a beast. You know, we got Thomas Duckett, Karis Davis, you know, it's going to be impressive.
Definitely true. Thomas Duckett, I mean, that's always exciting to watch. I love when teams when they run the ball and it's just like, it's a physical game because when I played football, it was like, that's what we did all the time, and so it brings me back to those days a little bit, you know? So
it's a lot of fun.
I enjoy it for sure. And, I mean, with that, I guess we should probably say that we're going to miss you guys, but this is our final.
Yep,
so
this is finals week. This is the end.
Yes.
So
I'm relieved. I don't know about them.
For sure.
Well, thank you so much for tuning in. That's all we have for you. I'm Natalie Jepson.
I'm Thomas Dianella.
And I'm Braden Kane. Be sure to tune in and ever for more SUTV news, for more news on SUTV.